Hillary Clinton's big comeback begins Tuesday. Why, yes, Hillary Clinton has been doing a press tour, and story after story has emerged. More stories than I've seen for any subject in a long time. All of this positive coverage and praise of Hillary Clinton. And I have to wonder why. Now, it could just be that she's promoting her new book, and that really does make the most sense. But because of the press tour, and more importantly, because she is specifically entering the political fray targeting Trump over the Ukraine scandal, people believe she's trying to find her way into the 2020 race. See, here's the thing. I've said it. You've probably thought it. The Democratic field is weak. There are some candidates I like more than others, fine. But for the most part, I really don't think any of them are going to have a chance to beat Donald Trump. And you also have to consider that Trump got elected. When Trump got elected, he was less favorable than he is today. Taking a look at the Real Clear Politics average of Trump favorability, it's higher. And even the New York Times has recognized that Trump's base is larger today. So I think it'll be very difficult for anyone, even Hillary Clinton, to win. But I got to admit, Hillary Clinton in many ways would be a lot stronger than anyone else they have. Not strong enough. Let's be real. She couldn't win in 2016. She won't win now. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. She could have won, but she campaigned poorly. So now they're talking about how Trump is illegitimate. They're accusing him of all these things. Here's what I really think. I think Democrats know the leftward lurch of the party, of the activists of the party, is poisoning their message or their party to moderates. And so the only thing they can campaign on that's going to attract everyone in the Democratic side is scandal. And it's not my opinion, right? I talked about this the other day. What Democrats could lose with their left turn. It's the New York Times straight up says that when independents learn of the leftward push by the Democrats, they are 6 percentage points less likely to say they would vote Democrat. So along comes Hillary Clinton's big comeback. Many people have said Hillary Clinton is a centrist. Well, kind of. She's a corporate crony, but sure, she's fairly centrist. I think I really hate saying it like that because it kind of poisons centrist. But Hillary Clinton isn't far left. She's not one of these hardcore progressives, and the far left calls her a Republican. And a lot of people who don't like her call her a Republican anyway. But here's the idea. With the weakness displayed by the Democrats, she now finds this opportunity to come up in the press, and here's what I think will happen. She's going to step up after someone drops out, maybe Biden, and she says something like, I didn't want to, but I feel I have no choice. More importantly, we may see calls from high-profile Democrats begging her to do it. People start emerging on Twitter saying, we need you now, you must win. And then she comes back. Now, I don't think that's the case. And most people don't think that will be the case. I'm just entertaining what may be happening and why. So here's what I want to do. I want to read through some of these stories about her big comeback and all the rumors that are emerging in some statements. But I also want to show you the positive press attention that everyone is giving her over this Ukraine scandal and her statements. It makes you wonder why. It's not so much about her book. She is not talking about her book in these stories. She's talking about Trump and the presidency and scandals. Makes you think, but there could be reasons for it. Before we get started, head over to timcast.com/donate if you would like to support my work. There's a PayPal option, a crypto option, a physical address. But of course, the best thing you can do is just share this video. You know, I'm competing against CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, and YouTube is playing weird games that are hard to predict. The latest data, it appears this channel is actually being upranked. I don't know why. It could be because my content is better, or it could be because YouTube has deemed me acceptable. I have no idea. But the fact of the matter is, I'm still going up against MSNBC, Fox News, and CNN, who are upranked substantially more than this channel. Admittedly, my second channel was hard deranked, fine. But if you like my content, regardless of what's going on in that YouTube space, just share this video to help support my work. The Washington Times says, media attention will intensify on Hillary Clinton on Tuesday. The former First Lady, Senator, Secretary of State, and Democratic presidential candidate is ready for another round in the public arena. She has a new book arriving, written with the help of a very close relative. Behold, here comes, quote, the book of gutsy women. Favorite stories of courage and resilience. All 464 pages of it. That's a lot of pages. That's pretty impressive. Indeed, the new book of essays now landing on the shelves is written by Mrs. Clinton and her daughter, Chelsea Clinton, is published by Simon & Schuster. Some informed observers speculate the book could be yet another indicator, along with increased public appearances and commentary, that Mrs. Clinton pines for a political comeback. What kind of comeback? Oh, maybe the bumper stickers will read Biden Clinton 2020, Warren Clinton 2020, or even Clinton 2020. Who the heck knows? I doubt it. Word on the political street now is the rumbling that the impeachment probe launched by the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi may be the crack that opens the door for another presidential run by Hillary Clinton. This time, the thinking goes, Hillary would be running with vindication that the 2016 election was stolen from her, and she can ascend in 2020 to reclaim the mantle for her party and the majority of the country that voted for her, write Nate Ashworth, editor-in-chief of Election Central. Clinton's sallies against Trump raise a key question. Is she gunning for a rematch in 2020? Asks the national interest. Indeed, Mrs. Clinton certainly sounds like a candidate backing the impeachment inquiry against President Trump with gusto. Now, I'll stop there. You get the point. A lot of people are writing about how they think this is the case. But let me just stop and kind of be rational for a second. I think the simple solution is that Hillary Clinton wrote a book, and she's going to do whatever she can to sell that book. And the impeachment, that's the perfect time to promote your book. So is she going to run? Well, actually, most people don't think so. Over at the prediction market of PredictIt, they say, will Hillary Clinton run for president in 2020? And the latest yes price, as of right now, is only 17 cents, meaning you're not going to win a lot. It's a low percentage. People don't think she's going to run. Most people. Let me rephrase. A lot of people think she will run, but most people don't. However, I want to stress this rumor hasn't stopped because, well, Hillary Clinton has repeatedly called Trump illegitimate. She said the election was stolen from her. She's refused to let it go. Apparently, there was some exhibit in Italy or something about her emails. Fact check me on this one because I don't have it pulled up, where she sat at the Resolute desk with her emails or something like that. I think they make a great point. With impeachment, Hillary Clinton will now step up and say, this was stolen from me and the impeachment proves it. Trump worked with these countries in Russia and Ukraine and did all these corrupt things. That's why you must vote for me. Will she win? I don't think so. I mean, I don't think Trump will be impeached. Well, actually, no. I think Trump might be impeached at this point. It's important to realize impeachment doesn't mean removed from office. Impeachment is essentially indicted. And then whether or not he gets convicted by the Senate, that'll never happen. I mean, I'd be surprised if it would. But in the end, Trump can run for re-election. My understanding is no matter what happens, he can run for re-election. So will Trump beat Hillary? I got to say, I think the answer is yeah. If she couldn't win in 2016 and Trump is more favorable now, why would he lose? She can complain all day and night, but I got to admit, it sounds like she's a sore loser. The only way I think she could actually re-enter the race is if a bunch of high-profile leftists started saying things like, the Democratic field is too weak, we need Hillary Clinton, Hillary, please run, and then Hillary will do something like, no, I couldn't, and then finally, okay, the people have called on me, I must. Here's the thing. Right now, Trump is losing in the polls to most candidates, in which case there's no reason for that to happen. Unless, or until, Joe Biden is forced out of the race because of the Ukraine scandal. Why? That's actually what some individuals think. Now, first, this is from the Daily Mail. Is Hillary about to run again? Just want to show you the rumors there. Daily Mail writing about it. But here's the bigger one. Steve Bannon. Hillary Clinton is running again and trying to decide how to fit her way in. Amazing. I'm not going to say Steve Bannon is right, but Steve Bannon did help Trump win. I think his insight, whether you like the guy or not, is important because he knows Trump's base. He helped the president win the election. So if he's looking at this, and this is his view, I'd take it very seriously. In the story from The Examiner, they say, Steve Bannon said Hillary Clinton will run for president in 2020. Bannon, who was the chief executive of President Trump's campaign in the final stretch of the 2016 election, said the Democrats fear they have poor candidates this cycle, and with the House impeachment inquiry underway, are attempting to nullify the election. Quote, they think they have a weak field and it's like chess. They're prepared to sacrifice a rook to take down a king. They will throw Joe Biden away to get to Trump and hope Elizabeth Warren, or I even think Hillary Clinton or Michael Bloomberg or some centrist comes in here, Bannon said Monday on Fox Business. Now hold on. Why should we believe it would be Hillary Clinton? It could be Bloomberg. Warren's doing really well, right? Fine, maybe it won't be Hillary, but I will stress, I think they're going to sacrifice Joe Biden. He's not strong enough. I'm not trying to be mean, but it seems like his teeth are slipping. When he talks, he slurs, and now he's embroiled in the scandal. The perfect out to remove him and bring in someone else. Elizabeth Warren is not so much a centrist. She's fairly progressive. She's just not as far left as the rest of them. But as we saw in this story from the New York Times, independents are soured by the far left. And the Democrats, I assure you, are paying attention to this. They tried walking back a lot of the statements they made in those debates. Think about when, I believe it was Kamala Harris who raised her hand for abolishing private health insurance. I could be wrong. And then later clarified, oh, no, that was a mistake. Think about the story from the AP where Union Democrats were saying they're going to vote for Trump, or CNN's story about how a Democratic stronghold was flipping for Trump. They get it. Here's the thing. Their policy positions to contrast Trump have gone too far, and the independents are put off by it. So what do? Scandals. Focus on the scandals. Well, let's read a little bit more. Bannon, who also served as White House chief strategist, said Clinton is doing a whole thing this week, going on tour with her daughter, Chelsea, to promote their new book, Gutsy Women, and calling Trump an illegitimate president. She's running. She's just trying to decide how they're going to fit her way in. Clinton, 71, has said she will not attempt a third run for president, but also stressed she would be a vocal presence as Trump seeks re-election. I'm going to keep on working and speaking and standing up for what I believe, she said in March. And I think that is the fairest assessment. Listen, she's mad at Trump. She's mad she lost. So she's smack talking him. And she's selling a book and making money while she does it. I think that's where we are. That's a sane and rational position to take. But I also want to stress some of the other rumors. See, back when she did say this, she didn't say she will not attempt a third run. That is not what she said. She said, I'm not running. You see, that's very interesting. I'm not running. Oh, let's dig into it. And this is not my opinion. I am not a fan of conspiracies, but what a lot of people started saying was that I'm not running meant she was literally at that time not running. She never said she wouldn't run. Get it? Semantics. So here's the thing, okay? Let's talk about the idea of whether or not she's promoting a book or running for office. Maybe she hates Trump. That explains a lot. But here's the thing. In this story, Hillary Clinton says Trump's behavior was embarrassing, if not illegal, and impeachable. Here's one story. Here's another one. Hillary Clinton may run for president again, experts believe, as she suddenly launches new campaign against corrupt human tornado. Here's another story of her targeting Trump, and this one actually references she may run again. Here's a story. Hillary Clinton promotes another book, criticizes Pompeo. Okay. Here she is once again criticizing politics. She's not talking about gutsy women. I mean, maybe in these shows, she really is. But I'm talking about the press. All of the press is highlighting her attacks on Trump. It may just be the Trump bump. But why is she attacking Trump in the first place? It plays well for her as well as anyone else. It sells books. But I'd imagine a lot of the stories would be about the content of gutsy women, not the president. Well, the Trump bump is real. People like talking about Trump, so there you go. How about this story? Hillary Clinton, carefully thinking through not one of Giuliani's strong points. Once again, targeting Trump. I can go on, man. Trump is illegitimate. Here's one. It says Hillary Clinton slams Pompeo over the conversation with Ukraine. Here's where Rudy Giuliani's, wait, what is this one? This is the wrong story. This is Giuliani slamming Biden. I put the one on there in accident. We'll talk about this later today. Hillary Clinton, gutsiest thing I've ever done was stay in my marriage. Now, publicly, politically, run for president, she added, and keep going. Just get up every day and keep going. See, there are stories about her book. This is her about her marriage. However, I'm going to play the game. Perhaps her addressing staying in her marriage is another political play. If she does end up running, as many people are speculating, and again, I don't think will be the case, but if it is, she needs to address Bill Clinton's impropriety, especially as it pertains to the things Joe Biden has been accused of. Now, there was a story recently that Hillary Clinton was defending Joe Biden. Actually, I have that story. I do. Here it is. Hillary Clinton defends Joe Biden after controversy about how he interacts with women, and girls get over it. Now, I questioned, if she was going to run, why would she target Joe Biden? Why would she defend Joe Biden and not target him and say, Joe, what you did is wrong? Well, there's a couple reasons. She can't outright attack Biden. She got to defend the party. But this plays really well into the narrative about her husband, Bill Clinton, who is I'll just call him a pervert, I guess, to say the least. Predator, maybe? Here's the thing. There's a lot of negative press about Bill Clinton, the things he's done, and the woman he has abused, to say the least. Hillary Clinton, the gutsiest thing she's ever done is stay in her marriage and get over it. It's just no big deal what Joe Biden did. She is downplaying these Me Too accusations. And it makes sense if she's going to enter the race and she has to make sure she can push back on claims about what her husband did. But here's the other thing, too. It's getting now into, when we talk about civil war, I guess, I think it's the cold civil war is going on between the Democrats and the Republicans, with intelligence people loyal to the president, loyal to Clinton, and many others who aren't. And so now we see how this whole fight is evolving. Is Hillary Clinton or any of the Democrats Going to start talking about Trump's policies? I really don't think so. As I mentioned earlier in this video, they realize their policies are poison. Trump is playing to the moderates, or at the very least, the Democrats aren't. So what's their best bet? With the Democrats continuing to fracture between far left and moderate, how does Hillary Clinton attract those progressives who don't like her? She needs to focus on getting rid of Trump. You will hear this message over and over and over again. If in the event Hillary Clinton runs, people are going to say, stop being lazy, just accept it. Hillary is better than Trump. That's what they will say. This is the game that has to be played. Oh, we'll win next time, but trust me, just do this now. And that's what will happen. They'll say you have to accept Hillary, but Hillary won't talk policy much. She'll talk scandal. Hillary Clinton says, really dangerous for Trump to try to out the whistleblower. That's right. Hillary Clinton's criticisms are all about scandals. If she enters the race, it will be to claim Trump is either illegitimate, has done illegal things, and is corrupt and must be stopped. And there will be very little conversation about her policies. And I'd like to prove it to you. You see how the narrative is flipped from the slate. Hillary Clinton's emails are now a Trump scandal. You see? They're not going to talk about her wrongdoing. The media is praising and defending her. Not all the media, but a lot of them. They're not going to talk about Trump's plans or policies. They're going to try and flip the script. And here we can see it happening. As of yesterday, Hillary Clinton's emails are a Trump scandal. Well, there it is. You see how they're playing the game. They're trying to make sure that whatever scandals hurt Hillary flip onto Trump. And then when Hillary runs again, she can win those margins she lost. Now, Hillary lost in the Electoral College by a large number. I think Trump got like 306 electoral votes, substantial, over 70 or so. But she did win the popular vote. She needs to win the Rust Belt states, and I got to admit, I don't think she can. I'm not entirely sure. Biden might be able to. That's what Bill Maher said. Bill Maher said, do I want Joe Biden to be president? Not really, but is the only one who beats Trump in Ohio. Interesting point. But what happens when Joe Biden gets knocked out over this scandal? We can see now from Pluralist, State Department restarts Hillary Clinton email probe, looking into 130 current and former officials. And this is why I think we see the story from Slate. They're saying it's Trump's problem. It's a Trump scandal. Oh, Trump is trying to undermine the election. But why? Why would this be bad for Hillary? She's not running. You see where we're going. Again, I don't think she's going to run, but come on, boy. Is the circumstantial, conspiratorial thread pulling so interesting? Trump going after Hillary, and they're saying it's a Trump scandal? It almost sounds like Trump is preempting this. No. Maybe it's about Biden. See, Trump reached out to Ukraine to ask them about CrowdStrike in 2016. The Joe Biden thing was unrelated to the 2020 election. They're making it so. But in the end, this might hurt Trump and Joe Biden. And maybe that's something they're okay with. If they can flip the scandal onto Biden and Trump and throw them both under the bus, someone like Clinton can emerge. But let's be real. I don't think Elizabeth Warren can beat Trump in a debate. On that stage, she won't look strong enough. So what happens, I honestly don't know. And I want to make sure I stress for the millionth time. It's just a fun idea. It's interesting that people believe it's going to happen. It's interesting there are experts, or at least according to The Sun, experts believe she may run again. Maybe. Let's, she has said all of these things. She has insulted him. But who are these supposed experts? So they're specifically referring to bookmaker Ladbrokes, who has seen the odds of Clinton running in the 2020 race rise 20-1. Matthew Sheddick, head of political betting at Ladbrokes, told Newsweek, "We're baffled, to be honest. We've taken more bets on her to be the Democratic candidate than any of the other runners. It's just one more betting pool, like I showed you earlier. But what does it mean? It means the idea is funny to entertain, but doesn't mean a whole lot. Right now, there is a bunch of controversy surrounding Bill Barr and Trump and digging into 2016. But maybe this big push against Trump has more to do with Trump pushing back on the 2016 Ukraine election interference, pushing back on the Democrats who accuse him of being a Russian agent. Trump's got on the offensive, it would seem. Now, I'll cover this in a segment later today at 6 p.m., but I'll just basically get to the point. Maybe Hillary Clinton really isn't running. Maybe what's actually happening is she's going on the offensive because Trump is reaching out to Australia, Ukraine, these other countries. It was Australia that reached out to them, because they're offering assistance into the election interference that the Democrats did. This was reported by Politico, that Ukraine was trying to help Hillary Clinton by digging up dirt on Trump's people. So maybe that's the real issue. Not that they want to run against Trump, that Hillary wants to beat him. But they have to do everything in their power to delegitimize him and stop him from going after Hillary and the other Democrats. Maybe that's why she's in the press, because Trump is now investigating. Trump talked to Australia about origins of Russia probe. Media tries to frame it as a scandal. Why would they try to frame it as a scandal? I really wonder. I think in the end, it's not about Hillary Clinton running. I think it's more to do with Hillary's ties to Ukraine, as we see the story in the Wall Street Journal. A letter released Monday raises questions beyond the Bidens. Maybe that's why she's out and fighting, because if she sits back, this will all fire back on her and be massively detrimental for the Democrats. But I can't tell you for sure. The crux of the story is she's going to run. No, I think it's about the political scandals. And yet, at the end of the day, I don't think she's going to run. I think it's about her protecting herself because Trump is digging in. They're investigating. You got Bill Barr and Giuliani. You got Trump's private attorney, and you've got the attorney general. What this means, I don't know, but boy, does it look like we're watching a great battle in the skies between juggernauts. Trump is investigating what they've done, and they're trying to shut him down. So we'll see what happens. Stick around. Next segment's coming up. YouTube.com/TimCastNews at 6 p.m. And I'll see you all there.